Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy just trying to get by, and welcome to another edition of Street Fighter Flashbacks. In celebration of the 30-year anniversary of Street Fighter, I decided to share my memories of playing the game in the arcades at that moment of time, and as well give some reviews on other Street Fighter related media. And I am continuing, my Street Fighter 2 flashbacks by going into a little more detail of Street Fighter 2 World Warrior and a couple of the other editions of Street Fighter 2. So, yeah, I just mentioned how, I was the last to get on the Street Fighter 2 bandwagon due to, a psychologist recommending my mom not have me play video games for a year, and that year being with the time when Street Fighter 2 came out. But when I got used to it and everything, some of my friends let me sneak in and play the game when they wouldn't rat on me, which thank you guys. And as well, sometimes where I was able to go out somewhere by myself, I would spend what little money I had, after I spent money on comic books, I would play Street Fighter 2. And, I mostly used Dio and Ken, but I also used, after I used Dio and Ken, I learned how to use Guile, and if you learn how to use Guile, I ended up using Chun-Li and Blanca mostly. Now, with using Guile, it was pretty easy because Street Fighter 2 was very much zoning mostly, and Guile's moves were pretty straightforward, but they were also great for his Sonic Boom and his Flash Kick, allowing you to keep someone at distance, but when they try to jump into you, you were able to counter them and everything. And some of his hits were pretty good. I ended up using Blanca mostly because I would end up trying to move from side to side, but anyone that got close to me, I would end up using the electrical move. And then finally, I learned how to use Chun-Li. Now, Chun-Li was a little bit harder to use and everything, but especially with pulling off the lightning kick at the right time and everything. But if I wanted to do a lot of jumping attacks or speedy moves, she was awesome for that. But then after I beat everybody else, I had to face the Masters, or the Horsemen, as they're later known, the Horsemen of Shadowloo and everything. And the first person that you'd face would be M. Bison. Now, here's the thing. Back in Street Fighter 1, they had a black boxer named Mike. And then I see M. Bison as a boxer. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Another black boxer? No, it's not another black boxer. It's the same person. Mike is M. Bison and everything. I know recently Capcom has said that Mike and M. Bison are two different people. That's just BS, alright? Because all due respect, Capcom, and all due respect to Japan, at that moment in time, you guys were not creative enough to think, black boxer in original game, and sequel to the game, it'll be a different black boxer. And no disrespect, but Japan, you guys kind of, as much as I love Japan and everything, you guys kind of have a bit of a bias against black folk and tend to think that we all look kind of alike and everything. So I don't buy the BS that Mike from Street Fighter 1 and M. Bison from Street Fighter 2, they're different people. I don't buy that and everything. But any case, and yes, I know that Mike Bison was supposed to be a parody of Mike Tyson. Already know that, guys, alright? Further evidence why I believe that they're two of the same people. But neither here or there, because, Mike in Street Fighter 1 also kind of resembles Mike Tyson, who was coming up at the time during Street Fighter 1 period. But neither here or there. M. Bison was pretty easy to beat. Balrog now. Holy crap, the improved, or what I call the improved version of Genki from Street Fighter 1, Balrog, he did not look like the ninja from Street Fighter 1, he didn't have the traditional garb and everything. He had the claw, but he dressed up like a Minotaur, and he was a pain in the ass to beat and everything. It took me like about 3 weeks to learn how to beat Balrog and everything. Like his rolling attack, which was easy to counter, but like, the way he would jump around and everything, it was hard to, you had to do a lot of anti-air moves. And like, for a while I would only use Ryu and Ken because I was able to pull off the Shoryuken pretty fast and everything. But with Guile, it was difficult to beat him with the flash kick and everything. And I loved how he would climb on the cage and everything. That was pretty awesome and everything. And then, after I learned how the pattern for Balrog, I would go up against Sagat. Now, for some reason, a lot of people had issues with Sagat, which made me a bit popular, and people actually came to me because I pretty much beat Sagat after, 4 tries and everything. And his pattern was pretty easy. I was like, guys, he's going to do the tiger, and then he's going to do the low tiger. Block. Ducked under the high tiger, blocked the low tiger, he's going to do another high tiger, and after that high tiger, you jump because he ends up doing the low tiger, but just don't jump too close to him because he'll do the tiger uppercut, knock you out. Simple. But then Vega. Oh crap. Took me 2 months to beat him. But first off, I have to say, when you see that you're about to fight Vega, that whole thing with round 1, and he tosses off the cape and he's ready to go after you, fight, that was badass and everything. I was like, oh shoot, this is awesome and everything. But crap. A combination of Balrog and freaking M. Bison, right? Vega would jump all over the place, but have these straightforward attacks and everything that were very hard to block or kind of unpredictable for a time period. And that was a bitch fight for 2 months for me. But, after Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, people wish that they could actually play as one of the 4 horsemen of Shadowloo. Thankfully, Championship Edition came out around the time where the embargo that I had of not being able to play video games for a year was lifted. And basically, in Championship Edition, that's where I also learned how to play Sagat, and I kind of toyed around with Vega a little bit. I wasn't really interested. I didn't become interested in Balrog until, Street Fighter, not even in the Street Fighter 2 series. I'll reserve that for Street Fighter Street Fighter Zero and everything. But, yeah, so, Championship Edition, I got the endings of everyone, I loved my favorite. I'll have to admit that my favorite ending for a Street Fighter character in World Warrior was Ryu's, because I thought it was really cool that he would just walk around and everything, just lead the ceremony and all. And I did have a soft spot for Ken's ending, with him fighting Eliza and then getting married. Don't judge me! Anyway, I had a soft spot for that, and I also had a soft spot for Guile's ending. Chun-Li's ending was as well as E Honda's ending and Dawson's ending. Zangief's ending was pretty funny. The dancing with Gojovic and everything, that was pretty funny. But in Championship Edition, all the bosses, they had the same ending, which was pretty lame. You have a picture of all 4 of them, and then, some scrolling text and everything. I was like, lame. It was cool that we got to use the characters, but that ending sucked, But then, when Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out, ooh. Okay, now, everyone, before I go into Street Fighter Turbo, I used to say that, oh my god, Turbo was awesome. You could do the Sonic Booms and Hadoukens in the air. That wasn't really Turbo. That was Rainbow Edition and everything, which I thought that they were the same thing and everything, personally. But, when I finally played the real Street Fighter 2 Turbo, holy crap, how fast the moves were and everything. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I always, as mediocre to as much as a bad player I was with Street Fighter 2 and Championship Edition, I got owned when it came to Street Fighter 2 Turbo and everything. Heck, to this day, when I had my Super Nintendo, when I was finally able to get it and everything, I would try to use it at the maximum difficulty. Yo, these guys are jumping around like Dragon Ball characters. Dragon Ball Z characters. It was ridiculous. a lot of fun, but holy shit, I was like, yo, what the hell? But anyway, those are my memories of, like, the original Street Fighter 2 games, all right? Next up is where Street Fighter gets super. So until then, this has been Token Dave, the Dorky Token Black Guy, just trying to get by, and I'll catch you guys later.